All right, friends, I'm super excited to chat tonight. If you're on my team, you know I've been saying we're going to talk about signing distributors for days now. It hadn't happened because life. So I'm excited to actually get to have this conversation because this is such an important part of your business. Signing customers is a lot of fun and does help get you commissions. But if you really want to see your business grow, you've got to master the art of signing distributors and then taking care of those people. So we're going to talk all the things. Before we jump into that, I want you guys to put any questions that you think of when it comes to signing distributors, areas maybe you struggle with. I want you to put that over in the chat and we'll try to circle back around and make sure we answer those as well. But I wanted to make sure this is a dialogue, not just a monologue. There we go. And so I want to start talking a little bit about where to find people to even start, right? Because you guys know we have amazing systems. We have the lounge, we have Launchpad once they're in, like we have incredible systems. You take care of your people to have third-party resources to get everything. It's a chicken thing. To help get everything flowing. And so, but how do you even get to the point where you're using those resources, right? Like who the heck are you talking to? How are you getting people into the lounge? That kind of thing. So we launched the lounge. If you guys drop a one in the chat if you don't know what I'm talking about when I say the lounge. Because I know there's some teams on here that are not mine, Laura's, Macy's. And so I want to make sure you guys, I'm not just throwing something out over your head. Cool. So we're all, I believe, on the same page. So since launching the lounge a couple of months ago, I've added almost like over, I think it's like 500-600 people to the lounge. Okay. And so because I've got so many people in there, I'm in so many conversations. Over the past few months, I've signed over 50 distributors in the last 3 months. And so that's some big growth, right? Drop a 2 if you would like to sign 50 distributors over the next 3 months in your business. Like if you would like to have some excitement, some growth, some new, are you like, right? Yes, I love it. And so in order to even get to the point where you're using the Launchpad as the resource in a mass action way, you've got to get in the conversations. So a couple of my favorite ways to even start the conversation is one, creating a niche market within your social media. So if you guys go look at my Facebook, it's not gummies, slimmer, coffee, before and after, text with just a box, a quote. Like that's not what you're going to see. Yeah, all of that is in there, but I share who I am. There's joined my team because of what I share publicly on social media, because they know I'm a strong Christian woman, because they know I'm a mom, because they know all of this. And that's not something that I can ever fully convey just in conversation, right? It's something that I live and I show that. So when people, even before I'm getting in conversation with people, they already feel like they know me. Because my Facebook, it's not It Works, it's Mariah. And y'all, it's taken me 5 years to get there because it works for a long time. But it's me. And so because of that, I'm already going into a conversation with more confidence than if someone who is just posting about the business. From there, I post about the business, but guys, I post about my life in this business. I'm not posting trying to get people to comment for me to message all the time. I do that once every 3-4 days, maybe, and not for the business every time. But I'm just creating that story and then every now and then inviting them into it. Anytime I talk to someone about Host a Post, guys, if you are not talking to every single person that you ask to host a post about this business, we ought to wake up. Because what is Host a Post? It is a giveaway. It is a chance for people to win money. So if they need to win money, guess what they need? They need money. They need this business. They need the opportunity that you got for them. And so if someone posts for me, I'm going to thank them and offer them the business. If someone ignores my message about Host a Post, I'm going to go back and still offer the business, because there's still that initial expression was for money and I still have that solution. So that's really my biggest way of getting actually into the conversation, is coming straight through Host a Post. Now, if I feel myself kind of struggling and I'm like, I don't feel like I'm getting enough new conversation, I will throw up a distributor Host a Post every now and then. It's not something I do a ton of, but it's also not a bad thing, especially if you're newer, to throw that in there. But the thing with distributor Host a Post, you guys, you've got to understand that that's planting a bamboo seed. we've talked a lot over the last few months about planting seeds and cultivating. Like some seeds you plant are like those little bean plants you did in like first grade, where you planted the seed and then you went home and came back to school the next day and there was a whole plant and it was magic. Some of your potentials are going to be like that. Others are going to be like bamboo, which takes years to grow its roots before it ever sprouts above the surface. And so a lot of distributor host to post are more like bamboo. And so I feel like we got a preference going into saying that is getting a lot of distributor host to post up can get more potential distributors into your funnel, but they're in your funnel. They're not in your e-suite yet. It takes that time of watching you, which is why it's so important to start before you're even conversing with people to get your page to show authentically who you are. Because when we're then bringing the people in, they're able to come in and see from the get-go you and grow and trust you before they get started. I actually just signed up a distributor earlier today who's been following me for years. We've been talking for years. And today we just had a real conversation about the business. And the reason she finally was ready to make the jump with me wasn't a magic script. It wasn't anything, but it was because she's watched me consistently for a year be me, be a mom, talk about the struggles of that, talk about that real life stuff. And because of that, we were able to have a different kind of conversation. We were able to be more real, and that ended up progressing in this instant to her joining. So I think those are really my biggest ways that I talk to people about the business. It's nothing fancy, but I feel like that's where we had to start, was even how to get in the conversations. It's doing host to post, you guys, host to post, you guys, host to post, you guys. That's the thing. I was talking to, I was doing a coaching role the other day, and we were talking about the different issues she had in her business. And I was like, homegirl, host to post will fix every single one of those. If you don't feel like you're signing enough customers, do more host to post. If you don't feel like your network is growing well, do some more host to post. If you don't feel like Facebook algorithm likes you and your stuff's getting seen, do some more host to post. You don't feel like you're signing distributors, do some more host to post. Like, even, and keep doing your host to post about the products. You don't even got to switch it up, because you got to think, if you were to do 10 host to post a day, that's 300 host to post a month. You're going to get some customers from that, right? But then also that's 300 people you just mentioned the business to this month. How different would your business look if you were offering the business to 300 new people every month? It would look dang different. You would be in so many more conversations. So do you have anything you want to add to how you find people to talk to about the business?
Yeah, I think something is with finding distributors is you have to understand that some people are going to be ready on the spot, and some people it's going to take quite a bit. But the one thing that I always want to preach to everyone that I talked about signing distributors is don't be afraid to ask people. Don't be afraid to ask people that do a host to post, like Mariah said, if they want to join your team, because put a 3 in the chat on here if you have gained anything from this business, whether it's a friend or hope or money or freedom or whatever it may be. We're all here because we've gained something from it. So I want you to stop looking at the fact that you're asking someone. I don't want you to be afraid when you're asking them that. I don't want you to feel ashamed. I don't want you to be like nervous to send that, because there are people that are praying for this solution. And if you don't ask them, sis, you better believe Mariah and I will. And I will tell you this is why I ask every single person, and Mariah knows this, and I've always asked every single person, but I have not been the best at following up, and we'll get to that in a different spot. But I had a girl come up to me at Green Carpet this year, and she goes, Courtney, I love you so much. And I was like, oh, hey, what's your name? And she goes, my name is, I don't remember what her name is. And she goes, I was a potential distributor of yours for 3 years. And I was like, oh, great. She goes, yeah, the girl I joined quit, but I'm so happy to see you. And I was like, okay. And so that's my fault, because I didn't talk to her enough, probably. But what I want you to realize is, like, if that girl, if I never asked her and then I saw her at a conference, I'd be like, what the heck, right? Like, there are going to be times that you see people that join the business, and you're like, girlfriend, we went to school together. Like, what the heck? But it's because you didn't reach. You know that by you not reaching out to them, it is not you helping them, but in a way, there are some people that are waiting for you to ask them. There are people that are like, oh, I wish they would think I was good enough. Why aren't they asking me if I want to do this? Because some people need that invitation. And you would be shocked how many people, when you ask, There was a girl just the other day after doing a host post for me. I asked her if she wanted like more information about what we do. And she's like, girl, I've been watching you for years. Yes, please send me more information. And she's joining next week. But she's done host to post forever. And I didn't always ask people because I didn't want to bother them, right? Put a 4 in the chat if you didn't want to ask everyone that did a host post for you because you didn't want to bother them. Don't be ashamed. That was me. I didn't want to bug people. I didn't want to be like, hi, hello, I know you just posted for me, but do you want more info? Because I thought they'd be like, no, girl, like, leave me alone. That's not what people say. People are praying for this. And when you open your mouth and you ask, you will find so many more people. And I want you to realize when you look at my enrollments for distributors and Mariah's, and you're like, man, why can't I sign so many people? I want you to ask yourself if you're talking to as many people as we are. Because when Mariah said that's 300 new conversations every single month about distributors, I guarantee you Mariah and I talk to more than 300 people a month, every single month. And that is why we are consistent top enrollers in the company, because we're consistently talking to more people. And if you don't know how many people you asked last month, I want you to go back through your messenger. And I want you to look, how many conversations did you have? Because you might be mad and be like, oh my gosh, I only signed 1 distributor last month. But if you go back through your conversations and you only talked to 10 people, well, sis, what did you expect? You know what I'm saying? Like you have to understand that, but just don't be afraid to open your mouth and ask people, because you'd be shocked how many people are like, oh my gosh, yes, please give me more info.
So good. And I know we just shared like last week that weekly tracker. There's a reason those numbers are on there, you guys. I didn't just pull numbers out of my butt and be like, cool, let's do this many conversations and all of this. These are my minimum. So for the distributors on there, it's, you know, if you look at there's being at least 5 potential distributors to your list. So when you're adding people to your list, guys, that's not the message you send. Like if I message Courtney for the first time, or even from a host to post, and I message her, like she posted for me and I'm like, thank you, are you interested? Or maybe she comments on a post and I message her like, hey, here's some information. If she doesn't respond, she's not on my list. So that means that my list, my minimum of 5 new people on my list every day, is when Courtney says, yes, send me more information, or yes, I'd be interested. At that point, I'm putting them on my list. If you guys are getting that far, like at least a little back and forward in a conversation with 5 people every day, and it's not going to be new to people every day, okay? Like right now I'm doing a mass follow-up because like I said, I've been using the heck out of our lounge, you guys. If you're not using our lounge, use the dang lounge. If you're not using your team's lounge, use the dang lounge. If you don't have a lounge, make a dang lounge, okay? It's an incredible tool to simplify and really just automate so much of the prospecting in this business. And so over the last, I don't know, 3-4 months that we've had that, I've added 500-600 people in there. That's a lot of people. So I'm doing mass follow-ups right now. So for me, adding a name to my list is someone that I followed up with and then they responded. Because it's a new conversation from this month. They're not on my potential list for November. So that's still counting, but the people you're adding 5 new names every day that respond to you guys, it's the 14th. If you were doing that all month already, you would have 70 potential distributors for the month of November.
Put a 5 in the chat if you have 70 new potential distributors this month already. Because I want you to realize that. You want to know something? Mariah and I do. I don't even have to count. I know I have way more than that. Mariah's looking at her list. It's about 4,700 people. I'm very confused how this is your list and how you keep track of anything.
Yeah, it's more than 70.
I have questions.
but the thing is, you're getting the conversations.
It's just, you guys, it's just, you need to take that stress of the signing distributors, because so many people get so worked up about like, oh my gosh, I just want to sign a distributor. Oh my gosh, I just want to sign a distributor. Put a 6 in the chat if you're like, oh my gosh, I just want to sign one. Okay. I remember feeling like that. What is happening? Okay, great. If you are in that spot where like signing distributors feels like the biggest thing in the world and it just feels so hard and it feels like you just want to do it, I want you to take off that pressure. I want you to realize people join this business every single day. Okay? There is always going to be someone joining. And here's the thing. It does not matter what your past looks like, whether your past day, your past week, your past month, your past year. Okay. You can make a switch right now and decide, hey, I'm going to be a mass distributor enroller. And what does that mean? That does not mean you have all new magical scripts, because guess what? All y'all have Mariah and I scripts. Every single one. Probably ones from like 2018. Y'all have all of them. Okay. Try them all. See what works. Let us know if something needs to be fixed. We'll fix it. But deciding to be a mass distributor enroller does not mean anything other than the fact that you are doing more. Okay. Becoming a mass enroller of distributors might look like 2 distributors a month for you. And that might mean you need to do 2 to 3 times what you're used to doing. Okay. I remember the month that I decided back in 2018, I was a distributor, and I went from distributor to Emerald in 2 months. And I was in a spot where the most customers that I'd ever signed in a month was like 2 or 3. And the most distributors I'd ever signed was 1 total in 2.5 years. I signed 1 distributor in 2 years. Okay. Y'all hear me? Can I get a yes and amen? Y'all feel that? Okay. I got to a point where I was like, enough is enough. I'm done sucking. Y'all know that, where you lay in bed at night and you're like, I just wish I was different. I wish I was a little bit more like Mariah and Courtney that sign people without, they just blink and people join them, right? I know that's how y'all think, because I've thought that about other people. Okay. And I got to a point that I was like, I'm done wishing I was better, because I can be better if I decide to be better. And so I went from in that spot where like I was not doing any really enrollments to the next month, I signed over 50 customers and over 20 distributors. From signing 1 distributor in 2 freaking years. You want to know what I did? More of everything. Okay. Y'all, can I have someone's permission to be very red right now? Mariah's really nice. Mariah's like a nice red. I'm like a mean red sometimes. Okay. Here's the thing. Y'all cannot say, I want to sign more distributors and then only do 2 host to post a day and only talk to 5 people a month. Okay. You have to take every single excuse off the table, because Mariah and I, guess what? You know what Mariah said to me just an hour ago? She said, I only have 5 host to posts up today. Okay. 2 things I want you to hear on that. Some of you would be jacked if you had 5 host to posts up. Let's be real. Second thing is Mariah said, I only have 5. You want to bet Mariah has at least 10 before she goes to bed? Because we don't do excuses. We don't say, oh, today was busy. I sent some messages and no one answered. No, homegirl, there have been days where I've sent 400 messages to get up 10 host to posts. Did I enjoy it? No. And I literally gave my husband my phone after, and I said, I need to not see this for 12 freaking hours because I'm going to kill someone. Okay. But we don't do excuses. We don't just say, oh, well, I sent 50 messages and I didn't get up 10, so we'll try again tomorrow. No, we want it bad enough for our family, for our future, for everything, that we're going to keep doing the things. And so when you go to bed at night, I want you to truly ask yourself, like, did I do everything I possibly could? And when I started doing that, I realized I wasn't. I realized that every night I'd go to bed and I'd be like, oh, I should have done more. I should have done more host posts, because a lot of times we look at things and we're like, well, I tried to talk to more distributors. I tried to do this. I tried to do that. But if you're only trying, guess what? Joel Dunn always says, if you're only trying, you're failing. You either do or you don't. Okay. So you have to do more sometimes. Okay. Get creative. If you get cut off for messaging, it happens to me all the time. Then do the post. And if you don't have it, Mariah and I can send it to you, where it's like, hey, we're giving away whatever, look in the comments to be entered. Do that one. Go back and message people that posted before and ask them to do a second entry. Go back and ask people that posted last month and ask them to enter this month. Go back and ask your potential customers, hey, I was just thinking about it. Do you want to do this? Do you want to do a host post for a giveaway? Okay. There's always ways to do things. And this is not a host to post Zoom, but you guys, it has to start there. I promise you, you will not be a mass distributor enroller if you don't master host to post. Because host to post, not only is that going to give you potentials from distributor host posts and getting people that do host to post, but it's also going to get so many more people in your network. And so when Mariah said those posts, a lot of our posts for distributors are not, hey, I'm hiring, comment below if you're 18 plus and need money. What y'all know what that's not what the post is, but you know what I'm talking about, right? Okay. Most of our posts aren't that. But if you're constantly doing host to post, if you have 5,000 friends, guess what? That's going to be, and you only have 500, that's 10 times the amount of people that comment. So if you look at Mariah and I's post and you're like, oh my God, how do you have 20 comments? Okay, well, if you only have 2, do we have 10 times the amount of friends than you? Probably. Okay, so you have to constantly keep your network growing, you guys. This business, it all goes together. You can't just sign distributors. You can't just sign customers. You can't just post. You can't just do, you have to do everything together. And that might feel overwhelming, but the more you do it, the easier it'll be. And so when you're talking to potential distributors, you guys, you have to feel confident in the business. Okay. One of the limiting beliefs, I'm just going all over the place. You just cut me off if you need me to. Okay. One of the limiting beliefs that I had to work through is there was about 3 or 4 months that I was not signing distributors, and it was like 2 years ago. And I was already a double diamond, and I was like, what the heck, man? Like, why can I not sign distributors? And I got to a point, I don't remember who woke me up, and I wish I could figure it out. But someone asked me, they said, do you truly believe that someone can join you and make money? Do you truly believe that you can help someone make money? And I was like, maybe. Like, I guess, sure. Right. Y'all, that's not convincing. Did I convince any of y'all that I could teach us to be at that point? Right. And so that's why I did not sign distributors, because I didn't truly think I could help anyone. And so I want you to realize you can help people. Y'all, Mariah and I made it really freaking easy. Okay. Between the launch pad and the lounge, you're good. Okay. And so you have to get to a spot that not only are you confident in that you can bring someone into the business and help them, but also that you are a good distributor, because you are not going to sign good distributors until you are a good distributor. Would you be happy to sign a distributor who does what you do? And ask yourself that, because there have been times in my business, and I know Mariah will say the same, that I'm like, not really. I mean, like, no, your team's never going to do more than you, ever. You will always be the best distributor on your team. And so is that the limit that you want? Or do you want to be higher?
It's so good. And I like how you keep bringing it back to host to post, because that's always been my big focus with everything we do, guys, is bringing it back, not just even to that, but to things that you can control. It's because, yeah, we're talking about signing distributors, but the truth of it is you can't control who's going to join you, when they're going to join you, and all of that. And so, yes, you can decide today that you want to go out of here and be a mass enroll of distributors. Why the heck not? Like, why the heck not? Because it's $99 because you don't have a discount. Like, screw that reason. Stephanie Dunn, whatever, 2 months ago, September, before the $24 codes, okay, signed like, it was like 15, 16 distributors for $99. Y'all, I went double diamond. There was never a single code, not one, ever. There were no codes. It was $99, point blank period. There was not even an option of code. There was not even a promo code box on the website. Okay, y'all, I'm an OG. I've been in for a real long time. Okay, stop looking at all the reasons why you can't sign distributors. Yeah, I cut you off. I think they're all happy to have you today, so it's fine. I'm happy to have you too. But so focusing on the things that you can control is so important, because you can decide today that you're going to be a mass distributor enroller, but if you focus on your enrollments, you're not going to be a mass distributor enroller because you have no control over that. Yep. I can say until I'm blue in the face, I'm going to sign all distributors, but if all I do is say I'm going to sign mass enroll distributors, I'm not going to get there. And then I'm looking and I'm like, well, I'm not there, right? Like I look at my enrollments and I have XYZ distributors, like I'm clearly not mass enrolling right now. But if instead we shift our focus to the things we can control, the host to post, the posting consistently, the way you're posting, the not sharing things all the time on your Facebook, the not, copy and pasting the same like generic post because you saw it blow up on someone else's page. And so you posted that. And so you posted the one that blew up on my page. And then you go to Courtney's and post the one that blew up on her page. And it's all the same things. If you are doing all the things, the good things, the posting, the growing your network, the doing the host to post, the following up, if you're focusing on those things, you can and will, combined with the right mentality, become a mass enroller. Because the truth is, guys, we don't gatekeep. It's not like we're over here doing this insane like regimen of work, just not telling you guys about it, telling you go do your shifts and you'll be okay. When in reality, we're doing like 12 shifts a day. Like that's not how it is, y'all. I'm lucky to do 3 shifts a day. I wish I was more consistent with it, but I'm not. I do my 2 and sometimes and most of the time, and I try to do 3, but I'm doing the same shifts you guys have access to. I literally don't do anything different for my business than what you have access to, but I do it consistently for one, because doing things inconsistently is planting seeds in someone else's garden. Because this product and this company, the products in the business are incredible. Every conversation is a seed planted, and those seeds will grow and turn into a harvest. But the thing is if you're not consistently doing the work, the harvest is going to be in someone else's garden. I'm going to come along and I'm going to follow up 2 times better than you and sign them. Like they're still going to join. Every person you talk to, eventually they're coming around, and it's your job to be consistent long enough that they join with you. I mean, think about it. How long did your upline follow up with you before you joined? How long did you watch before you joined?
Put that in the chat. Put that in the chat, because you guys, so many times we think that if they don't join that first second, we're like, they're never going to start. They're never going to freaking start. Right? I watched my girl who I joined with for 3 years. Didn't comment or like on a single thing until the day before I joined. Okay, couple months, 1.5 years, 5 months, 1.5 years. Have y'all been following up that long? No.
And that also go back to saying like the whole different seeds, y'all. I joined on first contact. I was the complete opposite. My girl reached out to me. I joined the same day. She quit a long time ago and I'm still here. And so you have these in all of the different time frames. You have years, you have months, you have this same day, and your potentials are going to have that too. And it's your job to be consistent all time long. I was doing a coaching call last night, and we were talking about one mental switch I had to do in my business early on to help me navigate that, help me figure out how to stay consistent, because consistency ain't sexy. Like, it's not fun. It kind of freaking sucks. Like, you mean you said no and I've got to check back, and you said no next month and I got to check back? Like, that doesn't sound fun to me. And so I was like, well, how do I manage? How do I like mentally keep it afloat when I'm dealing with all the conversations? Because we said by now you should have 70 potential distributors for the month if you're doing like 5 new people a day. Guys, I signed 2 distributors this month, and I have my 70. It's not like I'm getting guests all the time and people are jumping in all the time. But one of the tricks I taught myself real early on is that at every second of your life, you're working 2 businesses at the same time. Your today business and your tomorrow business. And so you got to show up for both. You show up today and hustle for the wins you're going to get today, because it doesn't have to take time. I had a really crappy work weekend. Yesterday was not a good day. This morning I woke up and I was like, I'm going to have enrollments today. And I know I tell you guys all the time, don't focus on the things you can't control, and you can't control enrollment, but I can control my work. And then when I tell you I'm getting an enrollment that day, that means I will not go to bed until I've done the work to get an enrollment. That I will have more host to post up than anyone if that's what it takes. I mean, there's been days in my business that I've gotten 80, 90 host to post up in one single day, because I said I was going to go and I was going to get an enrollment, and I did not stop working until I got the enrollment. And so I decided this morning, I'm freaking doing it. I got to get my booty in gear. I got to make something happen. And so just working for my today business, knowing that every no was building my tomorrow business, I was able to still sign 3 customers and a distributor today. Those are pretty good odds, considering up until this point of the month, I have 1 customer and 1 distributor. Like, it's not always cupcakes and rainbows, but when you do the work and compound that with the belief and the focus, that's what's going to unlock your potential. If you want to grow a big team, you got to start telling yourself you can grow a big team, but then you got to do the work to match what it takes. And it's not doing crazy stuff. It's doing your shifts, 3 shifts a day consistently. Like, drop 700, I don't know, drop a 7 in the chat, I think. If you consistently do 3 shifts a day, every single day. I'm like a 6.5, okay? I'm probably like a 5.5, maybe a 4.5, depends. But that's the truth there, right? Like, yeah, it's not everyone. But the people that you're seeing, Sandy, I know you've got probably some enrollments this month, girlfriend. You show up like your life depends on it. You're on everything. And it shows. You're doing the work. You're plugging in. Laura, Macy, same. But the people that you see showing up, They're the people doing the things. The people that you look up to, they're the ones doing the things. If you want to be someone people look up to, if you want to have the results that you're dreaming of, the team that you're dreaming of, you got to do the work to get there. And then it's that simple, you guys.
Yeah. Okay, you guys, it's seriously like, I felt like God was in my ear, like, say it, say it, say it, say it. And I'm like, okay, I got it. Okay, you guys, stop starting and stopping and starting and stopping and starting and stopping. So many of you guys want momentum with your enrollments, right? You guys want it to be like things are just coming, right? Y'all know when like y'all. I'm gonna freaking throw your computer out of this world.
camera that you gave me.
I'm gonna buy you a new one. Okay. Y'all know when Mariah and I are in the zone and it's like, y'all know month end when it's like customer, distributor, customer. Okay. Y'all want that. You want to know how we get that? Is because we start and we don't stop. Stop getting on a Zoom like this and getting all hyped up and be like, all right, I'm gonna do my 3 shifts tomorrow. And then you do your morning shift, right? And you're like, all right, here we go. And then lunch happens and you're like, oh, okay, I'll do that when I get home from work. And then you get in bed and you're like, okay, nope, today was not the day. We're gonna do it tomorrow. Y'all know, put a 5 in the chat if that's you. You've done that. Okay, I'm gonna put a 5 for Mariah and I, and we're just gonna do a 5 times 2 because we both have done it. I already know we have. I can't type. Great. We're gonna put a 5. Okay. Y'all know that's a thing. Okay. Stop doing that. Okay. Imagine it like this. Y'all know, okay, so you know when you blow up a balloon, right? The first part is really freaking hard to blow up a balloon, right? Like you have to work real hard to get like any movement, right? And then once it's blown up, like you can keep going. But what you are doing is like if you blow up the balloon and then you just let it go, and then tomorrow you have to start all over again. Blow it up. Your balloon's never going to get bigger because you're going to do one little blow and then you're going to stop and it's going to deflate, right? But if you keep going and keep blowing, yes, something's going to come out. You're going to lose a little steam, but if you keep putting that air in, it's going to keep getting bigger. It's the same thing like the little water wells, right? Like if you pump in the beginning, it's going to take a little bit to get water out, right? But if you keep going, the water is going to keep going. But if you stop, the water is going to settle. And then all your work is just getting some things happening again, but then you stop and it goes back to the ground and you don't see any water come out because you never stay consistent enough for it to come out. So you have to stay consistent. Stop letting yourself off the hook. Stop giving yourself every single excuse of X, Y, and Z of why you were not able to get 3 shifts done today, because I am so sorry. But if you are busy, sorry, not sorry, I do not care. Because these shifts take 20 minutes 3 times a day. Wake up 20 minutes earlier, go to sleep 20 minutes later, and find 20 other minutes during the day. Point blank, end of story, you guys, because so many times you want results that you're not working for. You want a paycheck that you're not working for. I had to have a real conversation with someone and I said, in what world do you know of a job that you can go to 2 hours in a freaking month and expect 4 figures? There is not one. You have to work. This is not a get rich quick scheme, but this is a get rich over time. You will continually make money. And guess what? You want to know something that's going to make your heart a little bit happy, but also kind of hurt a little bit right now? The work you're doing that you might feel like you're busting your freaking butt for to make $50 this month, you're going to keep doing this same work. In 5 years down the road, this same work will be worth 10 grand a month. But if you don't stay consistent doing this work now, you'll never get to the 10,000. Because it's never going to be able to build upon itself because you keep stopping. Stopping. Keep going. Find a partner, find a power partner that's like, girlfriend, suck it up. Find someone that's not going to let you off the hook. Mariah and I get together like multiple times a week. And we have fun and we enjoy each other, but also we'll be like, okay, hold on, let me get my shift done and then we'll talk.
I mean, before the Zoom, we went to the gym and we came back for hanging out. We're going to sit here and wait. And then we were like, crap, we got to do messages. And we went and like buckled down instead of a bunch of messages. Yeah.
Because we know that we want things for our future, you guys. And so we decided that we're going to do the things and find people that lift you higher, that don't let you be like, yeah, girl, it's hard. It is busy, but like figure it out. Because if your boss, and I've said this 800 times on 800 different Zooms, if your boss at your full-time job said, hey, I want you to work an extra hour a day, And 6 months from now, I'm gonna give you an extra $5,000 a month. You'd be like, I am all in, sign me up, I'm done and done. Right? Because if you hear me when I say this, if you do 3 shifts a day, every day for the next 6 months, you 100% will be a double diamond leader. If you do these 3 shifts every single day for 90 days with the right mindset, I guarantee you'll be a diamond in 3 months. Guarantee. Hannah just went diamond. It's not because she did rainbows and butterflies. I mean, she is. If you know her in person, she literally like is just rainbows and butterflies 24/7. I don't know how she's happy all the time, but okay, don't shake your head. I saw you in Jamaica. You are happy 24/7. Okay, don't even. But you guys, she didn't get to diamond because she was like, oh, this is fun. Maybe I'll do like 1 shift every other day. No, homegirl busts her butt. That's how she got to diamond. Mariah and I make the paychecks we do because we bust our butt. It doesn't just fall out of the sky, but the work pays off.
Got Mike. That was so good. When we started this, I was like, man, maybe it'll be a short Zoom today. We went overtime, so I appreciate all you guys. I think it was so good. Drop a 1. We're gonna go all the way back down. Drop a 1 in the chat if you got something out of this. If you are ready to go out and take charge of your business. Like, yeah, this was started out. The focus of it, even throughout the whole thing, is signing distributors, but more so but taking charge of your business, taking ownership of the work, showing up and doing the things, believing it'll happen, because that's gonna apply to everything. That's gonna apply to your next promotion. That's gonna apply to the next distributor you sign, mass enrolling your customers. It's showing up, doing the dang things, and then also believing for it, believing that where God called you, he's gonna take you. That you're here for a reason. There's nothing wrong with you, and it's time that you just own your own business. You already paid for it, right? You already got the licensing. You already got the things. It's time that you own it. It's time that you show up. It's time that you ask for help. It's time that you figure it out. You find the way. You do it anyway. You show up when it's hard. You just make it happen, because it takes work. It takes a lot of work, but it's easy. It's simple. We're not asking for 9 hours a day. We're not asking you to pull overtime. We're asking you to just be consistent with owning your business, believing you can do this, and doing the simple work over and over again consistently. And doing that, you guys, it's going to unlock everything. It's going to unlock your distributor enrollments, your customer enrollments, your promotions. It's going to make the world of difference. So guys, now's the season. You guys want to be doing that. If you're on my team, or Courtney's team, I don't know if you had your girls get on, but we've got a retreat coming up. And with that, you've got to be having the enrollments. You're getting points to earn your spot by customer enrollments, distributor enrollments, promotions. So it's time now. And if you're not, you guys still have a freaking bonus on the table. And I've been telling you guys that are going. You got to be at least Ruby. So you better go this month. Why the heck not? You got an extra $500 on the table. Why the heck wait? I went Ruby in my first 30 days. Most every one of you guys pushing Ruby have some traction under you. You got some auto ships. You got some distributors. You got something working. You can do it in 2 weeks. Why the heck not? Somebody's going to do it. Someone is going to join and go quicker. How quick did Ashton go Ruby? 8 days. She had a girl go Ruby in 8 days. And you want to all start being like, well, that's cool for her. That's amazing. That's not for me though. But why not? If God can do that for her, why can't he do it for you? Because I can tell you, when she jumped in, she worked for it. She worked real hard, but then she also believed she could do it. So why can't you? Why are you any less? Why can't God use you to do the same thing or better? Maybe you're going to go Ruby tomorrow. I don't know. Let's be honest. One of my favorite stories I ever heard that just blew my mind, I think about it all the time, is there's a girl in the business, an older lady, super, super sweet. And she was talking about she needed for her promotion like 2,000 in volume, last day of the month. And she had one person, you guys, she had one person order. And that one person ordered over 2,000 in volume and finished her promotion. Why can't that happen to you? Why can't God bring you 3 people who can order 500 BV? Finish all your boxes like that. But the thing is you don't even think that's a possibility for you. You're counting yourself out saying like, dang, that's a good story. Like that feels nice, but that's not, like, that's the reality of that. But the thing is, guys, screw reality. Like freaking screw reality. Because why does it have to be that? We serve a God bigger than anything that we can possibly face. Why can't more happen for your business this month than your wildest dreams? Because it can. And the only way to not allow the things to happen is to get in the dang way. Because God wants to do miracles. And you know what? That may not be Ruby. You may not go Ruby this month. That doesn't mean that God's not showing up and showing out in your business. It doesn't mean that you're not growing as a person. Hannah was talking to me, I don't know, earlier this month. Hannah, you were on the spotlight tonight. You're not even talking, and you're talking, okay? But I was talking to Hannah before, and she was talking about coming home from Dallas, and we were pushing for Diamond when she got home that month. We pushed for Diamond the next month. We pushed for Diamond the next month. Like, it wasn't quick, but we were talking about before she went Diamond last month, that she just came home from Dallas, and even though she missed Diamond, she felt so much more confident as a person than she has in a while. That's God working. That's God doing stuff that's changing your life through this business. It doesn't always look what we think it's going to be. It's not always wrapped in the right packaging, what we want. But I promise you that if you give him the space, he's going to move in this business. He's going to move in your life, and he's going to use this to completely transform things. But you got to stop getting in his way, right? And one thing I love though, I was thinking about this earlier and almost went live and talked about it, but we'll save it for another day. I'll tiptoe on it real quick. But like, God doesn't force things. And so that means blessings too. He's not going to force blessings into your life and business, but he will answer them. If you guys haven't read the prayer of Jabez in the Bible or the book, y'all need to. Okay. It says, oh, that you would bless me and expand my territory, that let your hand be with me, that you would keep me from harm so that I am free of pain. The placement of this in the Bible, you guys, is so crazy because it's literally just like genealogy. And then it's Jabez. And then it goes back to genealogy. And it's so important because if you can think of something like this in your business, imagine how your life would look different if when you talk to God in reference to your life and business, that's how you approached it. Oh, that you would bless me. Like, when was the last time that you just asked God to bless you, right? I've adopted the prayer of Jabez over the past few months and worked it into my daily life. And I pray it over my business every day. I pray that, oh God, that you would bless me, that you would bless my business beyond measure, that our volumes would be so much higher than anything I can fathom, that my team is getting blessings in their business, that their business is growing in ways they can't understand, that I pray blessing over my family and my life. I pray blessing over my team, that you would expand my territory, that my reach would grow, that I would have more influence and impact, that God would bring better and more people into my circle, that my team would grow, my territory would expand, that his hand would be with me to the point that when people look at me, they only see him because I'm so saturated with God's hand, that he walks through every battle and season with me, that he is in my business when I don't know when the customers are going to come, that his hand is still there, that he would keep me from harm and protect me from the pitfalls of myself, from going back into old habits, from relenting back to my laziness where I don't actually want to do it, from the plague of inconsistency, that he would just protect me from that harm in myself, and that he would keep me from the pains of disappointment, from the pain of losing this, from the pain of feeling like I can't, that he would just be there with me. Imagine if you prayed like that, because that sounds powerful, okay? And that's not me. That's just using this dang scripture as an outline. But when we invite God into our business, he can just do exceedingly and abundantly everything. He can bring in 400 BB customers. Maybe you've never enrolled a customer. You could sign 6 tomorrow. You could sign none tomorrow, and then the last day of the month, sign 22. Like, God can do stuff, but you've got to give him the room to move in your business with distributors, with customers, with promotions, with all of it. Is you've got to step back a little bit and give him that room to move. So with that, I'm gonna pray us out because I feel like that's a good ending spot. We just kept going. I tried to end a couple minutes ago, but you know how it is. So dear Lord Jesus, thank you so much for this space, for us to come together every week to grow more in our knowledge of business, knowledge of ourselves, and hopefully a little closer to you as well. I'm so thankful for these amazing people who are on here tonight, who are taking charge and ownership of the business. I know that when they step up as their CEO, when they fully step into this place that you are calling them to, how this business can be such a vehicle for change in them, and when they just accept accept it. And then not only do they step up into it, but they also step back a little bit and let you take the reins, where they just go co-pilot to this business and allow you to really come in and wreck their world in the most beautiful ways. I know so much is coming from this group. I know they're showing up consistently. I know they're being faithful in the planting, and I'm praying for such an immense harvest that they don't know what to do. I'm praying over the next few weeks, the next few days, the next few months, that you are just transforming their businesses and their lives. And I am so excited to watch as it all unfolds. In Jesus' name, amen.
Amen.
I love you guys, and I'll see you back on next week. Have a good night.